from the Disney Fairies storybook collection. This is The Unlucky Ladybird. Silvermist! Iris, a garden talent fairy, called out as she rushed up with an armful of chrysanthemums. Thanks for waiting. Silvermist, a water talent, sat up in her canoe. The fairies were having a picnic on an island not far from Pixie Hollow. Silvermist had promised Iris she would bring the flowers there for her. Iris carefully put the chrysanthemums in the canoe. See you there, Silvermist said, paddling off. Moving a bit slowly today, sweetheart? Asked Vidya, landing lightly on the end of the canoe. Hi, Vidya. Are you going to the picnic? Silvermist asked. Vidya laughed. Goodness, no. Where are my flowers? Iris shouted from the water's edge. Flowers? Is that what those weeds are? Vidya asked, leaning over to look. Suddenly, the canoe tipped, and Vidya fell backwards into the water. Vidya waved her arms in alarm. A crowd of fairies flew over and helped her up. The canoe bumped against the shore. Silvermist climbed out and hurried to Vidya, who sat dripping on the beach. Are you all right? I'm fine, Vidya snapped. Next time, don't rock the boat. She shook her long, wet ponytail and stormed off. Silvermist felt terrible about what had happened, but she was still enjoying the picnic. After lunch, Beck, an animal talent fairy, suggested they play spots and dots. Beck gathered dozens of ladybirds that wanted to play. The ladybirds had 10 seconds to hide. Then the fairies had to find as many of them as possible and count their dots. The fairy with the highest score won. When it was time to search for the ladybirds, Silvermist checked every hiding place she could think of. She found one ladybird in a bush. Another was hiding in a nest. Then she spotted an unusual-looking ladybird. It was milky white, and its dots were white, too. To her surprise, the white ladybird hopped on her head. Hey! Silvermist called out to the other fairies. Do I get extra points if a ladybird finds me? Silvermist's friends gathered around her. White ladybirds are bad luck, Iris gasped. A hush fell over the picnic. Fairies were superstitious creatures. They believed in wishes, charms, and luck, both good and bad. Silvermist shook her head, trying to get the ladybird to fly away, but it wouldn't. Here, let us help. Beck and Fawn, another animal talent fairy, lifted the ladybird and carried it to a tree. Let's play fairy tag, Fyra, a light talent, suggested. She looked around at the fairies. Finally, she tapped Silvermist. You're it, she said. Silvermist waited until her friends scattered. Then she flew after Beck. Yoo-hoo! What about me? Fawn called. Silvermist turned to chase Fawn and crashed into a tree trunk. Ouch! She cried, fluttering to the ground. Well, that was a little strange, Silvermist said. Strange? It's terrible. You're cursed, Silvermist, Iris said, backing away. Fyra landed beside Silvermist. Goodness, what happened? It was just an accident, Silvermist said. I don't think so, said Vidya, who is stuck on the island until her wings dried. A fairy needs to be pretty unlucky to fly into a tree. Everyone stared at Silvermist. She couldn't believe it. Were they really scared of a harmless ladybird? There's no such thing as bad luck, she told the other fairies. I'm not going to pay attention to this crazy superstition, and neither should you. Any fairy could have a little flying accident, Silvermist told herself later. Still, she knew her friends thought she had bad luck and that she was cursed. But I don't believe it, Silvermist thought as she flew back to the home tree. Maybe she could help the cooking fairies get ready for dinner. Hi, Dulcie, she said, flying into the kitchen. Anything I can do? Dulcie quickly shook her head. We're all set. You don't even have to come inside, she said. Just let me fill the water pitchers, Silvermist said, landing at the water pump. She caught the flowing water and sent it streaming over Dulcie's head into a jug. At that moment, Vidya swept into the kitchen. I was just flying past and saw you here, Silvermist. Any more accidents? Nope. Silvermist shot another stream into the pitcher. Not one. But when she turned, her wing brushed against a jug. The jug tipped over and fell against another jug. Silvermist tried to catch them, but she wasn't fast enough. Water splashed onto the honey buns and into the walnut soup. Fairies rushed around the room with moss mops and towels. Lydia said smugly. Looks like dinner might be late tonight. That evening, during dessert, Silvermist reached for the sugar bowl and knocked over the pepper. Oops. Oh, Iris moaned. That's bad luck too. Quick, toss some over your left shoulder, Fira urged. Silvermist threw a handful of pepper over his shoulder, right into the face of a serving talent. He sneezed and the platter of pudding he was carrying crashed to the floor. Maybe I do have bad luck, Silvermist thought sadly as the fairies and sparrowmen filed quietly out of the tea room. Maybe the curse is real. The next morning, Silvermist felt better. She flung open her window to let in the fresh air. Chirp! A cricket hopped onto a branch outside her window and began to sing. Silvermist smiled. If she were really unlucky, would a cricket sing her a special song? But when she flew into the courtyard, she found out there had been a songbird concert and that she had missed it. Silvermist felt tears coming on. She was the kind of fairy who flew into trees and tipped over water pitchers and missed the songbirds. No doubt about it. Silvermist was unlucky. Word spread quickly that Silvermist had missed the concert. I told you, she's cursed, Iris said, fluttering from fairy to fairy. Ronnie called the worried fairies to attention. I have an announcement. There will be a water ball tournament tomorrow. All water talents are invited to show their skills. I'm sure Silvermist won't be taking part due to a severe case of bad luck, Vidya said. Silvermist frowned. Vidya is mistaken, she said, smiling at Ronnie. I will be there. The water talents cheered. Silvermist knew she had done the right thing, but still she was worried. I just know something's going to go wrong, she told Fira as they left the courtyard. Let's visit the library, Fira suggested. It might give us an idea. The two fairies found lots of books on superstition. Silvermist learned that the curse of the white ladybird was a very powerful one. But she also found out she could undo the curse with a good luck charm. The fairies made a list of things they could do to bring good luck. Find a 5-leaf clover, Silvermist said. But that would take too long. What about collect a swan feather? Let's try it, Fira said. The fairies flew to Crescent Lake. Look, Silvermist cried. 2 swans. The swans floated past a nest built on the bank. The fairies flew to the nest. No feathers, Silvermist said. That's okay, Fira flapped her wings. We'll go after them. They're bound to lose 1 feather. Silvermist started to follow Fira, but her dress snagged on a twig. Suddenly, she heard a flutter. Fira? She called. But it wasn't Fira. It was an angry black swan. Silvermist was able to tear her dress free, and she and Fira flew safely back to Pixie Hollow. But I still don't have a good luck charm, she thought worriedly. The next day, Silvermist arrived bright and early at the contest field. Queen Clarion sat on a colorful mat near the targets. Fairies and sparrowmen milled about, talking and laughing. Water talents, take your place behind the line, the queen announced. You each have 5 tries to hit the target. Each of the water talents took a turn until only Silvermist was left. She scooped up the water and made her throw. The water ball soared through the air toward the target and hit Queen Clarion in the face. Silvermist could barely look. What would the queen do? To Silvermist's amazement, Queen Clarion laughed. Well, that cooled me off, said the queen. Soon everyone was laughing, even Silvermist. Then Silvermist noticed a 5-leaf clover. Everyone, look, she called. 5-leaf clovers are magic and lucky, Fira said. Silvermist picked the clover and tucked it behind her ear. It's still your turn, Silvermist, Vidya reminded her. Silvermist faced the fairies. I'm not sure if I had bad luck or just a few bad days, she told her friends. But I do know that if you believe you'll have bad luck, you will. She turned back to the target and tossed her water ball. Splash! Bullseye! Cried Fira. You broke the curse, Iris said. Silvermist grinned. Looks like today is my lucky day.